When you don't want to spend hours in the kitchen, but you're craving those exotic flavors, this is it. Juicy beef with fresh basil, coming together so quickly and easily, simply delicious. Hey everyone, I'm Flo, Dude is behind the camera, and we're all about simple food, simple faith. It is so hot today. It's almost like we're in Thailand. Actually, I'm sure it's way hotter in Thailand, but we're kind of wimpy here. That's why I cut my hair super short for the summer, because I cannot stand the heat and it is just too hot. So we're gonna get this recipe going. It's a really quick recipe. I had all this Thai basil growing in my garden that was just screaming to be used up, and so here we are. I have about 8 ounces of beef flank steak, and I'm just gonna thinly chop this up. I had this in the freezer, so it's still a little bit frozen, which makes it a little bit easier to cut through. And we're not even gonna bother marinating this today. We're just gonna slice it up, cook it up, and let the Thai flavors soak into the meat when we create the sauce. All right, setting this aside. I have 6 stems of Thai basil. And if you can't find Thai basil, you can use just sweet basil. It will still be really delicious. And I'm just gonna pick the leaves off. Oh, it smells so good. It does smell a little bit different from sweet basil. So I have about 1.5 cups of leaves here. You can use more or less, not a big deal if it is not accurately measured. Slicing up 1 small onion, and I like to slice it from top to bottom because I find that the pieces hold together better. I'm also using 1 red pepper. Okay, I'm just gonna remove the seeds and the membrane. I'm sure there was an easier way to do this, but I can't remember how. The heat is really getting to my brain. That's the problem. I'm gonna cut them up to about the same size as the onions. So in little strips.
Maybe one day we'll have an air-conditioned studio.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? I'm using a jalapeno pepper today because, well, Thai peppers are too hot for us anyways, but you can use a Thai chili if you like. I'm going to remove the seeds and the membrane, and I learned that it's actually the membrane that causes a jalapeno to be spicy or not spicy, and it's not really the seeds. Who knew?
I always thought it was the seeds.
I know, I'm taking it all out anyways. I'm also going to cut these into strips so that they're big enough to pick out in case anyone needs to pick them out. I'm also using 5 cloves of garlic, and I'm just going to chop it up. I'm just going to mince this up. I'm just using my knife. You can use a garlic press if you want, but when there's so many cloves, it's actually, for me, it's easier to just chop it up. And they're so juicy. Look it. These are locally grown garlic. And I find that locally grown items, especially in the summertime, are so much more juicy than like imported garlic. Okay, good enough. Now we have to make the sauce. I'm starting with 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, adding 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of fish sauce, 2 teaspoons of ketchup mayonnaise, which is a dark soy sauce. It's a bit sweet, it's kind of molasses-like, and it adds a deep brown color to the sauce. And if you don't have that, you can just use soy sauce and a little bit more sugar, because it is a little bit sweeter. And 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Also adding 2 tablespoons of water to thin it out a little bit. Give that a quick stir. And that's it. Pretty easy, right?
Yep.
All right, setting my wok on medium-high. And with stir fries, all stir fries, is really important to get all of your ingredients ready to go because the cooking part goes really fast. If you don't have a wok, perfectly fine. Use a large frying pan, you can get the same results. I just like using a wok because it's easier to toss all the things. Once you see that wisp of smoke, add a tablespoon of cooking oil and putting your beef straight in. Spread it out a little bit. I'm going to get a good sear on it first. Okay. After about a minute of searing, I'm going to flip it over, stir it around. Cook it through until about 80% cooked, and then we're going to remove it. Turning down the heat to medium and adding another tablespoon of oil, and then adding the onions, red peppers, and jalapeno peppers. I'm going to cook this until you get to the texture that you all like. If you want your onions to be a little bit less cooked, you don't have to cook it as long. If you prefer them softer, then you can cook them longer. All right, so it's been about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm just going to push the ingredients to the side and add my garlic. You're going to want to cook this for another 30 seconds, just until you can smell the garlic. Oh, it smells so good.
It does.
If you want to up the heat, you can also use like a dried chili. You can add the chili in at the same time as the garlic. Okay, we're going to put our beef back in, along with all the juices as well. And the sauce. Heat it through so that the beef cooks through.
Oh, it smells
And the
so good.
sauce is heated up. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, turning off the heat, adding the basil leaves. Okay, and we're just gonna let the basil leaves kind of wilt in the sauce. The heat, residual heat of the pan and the ingredients. It'll only take about 10 seconds or so. Can you smell that basil?
I can.
Oh, so good. All right. Put this on to a serving plate. Are you all ready for?
Yeah. Ooh, dude. Wow. This is so good. This is one of those types of flavors and those the basil dishes that you get in an Thai restaurant that I love to order because it's got sauce, super tasty ingredients, super tasty beef or protein that goes awesomely with rice. I mean, you can't have Thai food without rice because look at this. amazing. Right? It's so meow delicious. Thanks, Kaya. Loving bringing these quick flavors to your table. I know even on a hot day like this, we're just able to, or not us, Flo's able to get this dish out super quick. Just rice on the side and you're ready to rock. Oh, the aroma and the umami is like, dude, restaurant. So good because it all comes together with the texture and the flavor. Just big umami explosion in your mouth. So good.
All right.
Really
Thanks,
good.
Stu.
Yeah.
All right, so that was just super easy to put together. I hope that all of you are staying cool wherever you are. For more Thai recipes, check it out. I will see you over there.